Hello. Welcome to Calm Mom Conversations. I'm Stacey Johnson, and today we're going to be talking about this overstimulated, overwhelmed mom feeling that we have and why this phase of life just feels so heavy. And this is the time of life that we should be enjoying ourselves, right? If you're a mom in your 50s, this is the conversation that we're having today. We're talking about how we are still feeling so overwhelmed, but this is the phase of life where our children are we're physically not needed as much. I remember there was a time in my life when I was always busy. You run home from work, you maybe prep dinner, get kids, homework done, and then they would have to run off to school events or PTA meetings or whatever they, were involved in. But now is the time in our life when our children are grown. Maybe some of them still at home, maybe some are in college, maybe some are starting their own lives. And so physically we have slowed down, but we're still feeling overwhelmed. And we wonder, why is this still happening? Why am I still feeling so overwhelmed? And we didn't expect this. Well, you're not alone. And then more importantly, you're not broken. There's this quiet story we tell moms in this phase. Things should be finally calming down. You should feel relief. It should be easier now. But many moms tell me this is the opposite that they are telling themselves. They say, I still feel overwhelmed more easily than I used to. I don't have the tolerance I once had. I feel tired in a deeper way. I don't recognize myself sometimes. And that can feel very confusing, even alarming. So let's slow down together. Remember, this is the space where we can just be present. I want you to grab your favorite drink. Today, mine is water. And this phase of motherhood holds both presence and absence. Some kids still need us day by day. Others need us emotionally, but from a distance. And some are slowly stepping away. Our nervous system is doing something very complex. It's learning how to hold on and let go at the same time. And that alone is overstimulating. It could look like worrying about children who don't live under our roof. We're still managing schedules, needs, and responsibilities at home. It's about being emotionally available while trying not to interfere, right? Holding back advice, you know, the advice that they ask for, and we know we can help, but we don't want to give too much because then they get mad at us. Thinking about our own future more than you ever have before. Thinking about maybe retirement and what that would look like. Yeah. And in my description, I have a support. There's a link there that I have been using that's going to help myself in retirement. That's going to help me feel less worried. But those are the things that we start to think about. And there's a lot of mental and emotional input that's happening, and your body starts to feel it. Overstimulation doesn't always look loud anymore. It often can look like we're irritated over the small things. We want quiet, but we feel restless. We need more alone time than before. We feel emotionally flooded by conversations. We feel exhausted after social interactions. You may notice your tolerance for noise is lower, your patience is shorter, and your recovery time is longer. And that doesn't mean you're losing it. It means your nervous system has been working for decades and now it's responding to change. And I wanted to share something with you that I came across the other day. Let me pull it up. And we want to make sure that I share because this is what I think we all can relate to of what things could look like. Overstimulation can look like and what I might need for myself. And I thought it was a cute way of, looking at what, you know, what we're all dealing with, maybe it is that we do the outside noise is so much. And so maybe we do want to put earphones in so that we don't hear all of that. Maybe we do want to lock ourselves in the car for a minute so that we get away from everything. Or, yeah, we don't want, we want that physical space. We don't want people in it. So, again, I thought that was just a cute way to show, what we all are experiencing. And here's something important that rarely gets talked about. When life starts to finally start to slow down externally, like we're not running our kids everywhere, things start to speed up internally. We have maybe more space to feel because we're not going from place to place. And we just have more time to notice things. So more awareness of our own needs, our body and emotions start to come up. And this is layered on top of the hormonal shifts that we experience in this midlife. We also start to experience identity changes. You know, because you're not as involved in kids' activities or school events, you're no longer, like I know that a lot of times I was introduced as, my daughter's mom, you know, and so that identity is shifting. Yes, we're still a mom, but there's that shift that's happening. And then there's this grief for roles that are changing. And you might be experiencing some grief. Like myself, I've experienced my own grief with my husband passing away. So I've have that on top of all the other shifts that are changing now. And we start to question what's next. What does a retirement look like? Because then that's a different set of grief. Because even though you may want retirement, you're still going to grieve the role of working. And your system is just overstimulated. It's reorganizing. It's not failure. It's not you're broken. This is a transition. And many moms in this season tell themselves, I should be grateful. I shouldn't be struggling anymore. I've done harder things than this. I mean, come on. I mean, we went through infancy, toddlerhood, that busy season. So I should just be more grateful and I should just recognize that I that life is easy. It should be a lot easier than this. And so that pressure and comparison also shut the nervous system down. We may have been starting to find this relaxed state, but then these beliefs come in and it starts to open up that nervous system and we start to get dysregulated. And this isn't about you doing motherhood wrong, believe me. Our nervous system doesn't instantly adapt just because life looks different. It learns through safety, through gentleness, and through permission to rest without guilt. And that's why we have calm mom conversations. That's why I've created it, because I want a space where we're not forcing strategies. We need a place, a season where we can ask for support. We can grab our favorite beverage, take a seat, and not criticize. Calm mom conversations is for women who are still carrying, and we care a lot, but just all in new ways. We feel overstimulated without a clear reason. We navigate early empty nest emotions. Share in the comments, what does overstimulation look like for you? I would love to hear about it. And because this is a time when we need to learn how to be present without overextending. We don't need to rush into this next chapter of our life. And make sure you go back to other videos. I just dropped a live the other day in regards to somatic techniques. I've been sharing a somatic techniques each week, and it's an opportunity for you to build your toolkit. So, and that's what we're going to continue to look at. And also down in the description is a link to a coffee chat. But first, you probably should download the guide, because inside that guide is like a checklist, and it breaks down all the different things that can be overwhelming us. So take a look at that. Then bring that to your coffee chat so we can talk about, what are you experiencing? What is your number one thing that is overwhelming you at this season? We'll have a coffee chat about it, you know. And I am creating a new guide. I will be bringing it out real soon. It's going to be a new guide specifically for us moms that are over 50, taking a look at this season of our life, because we're still parents. We're going to be parents until our kids die or until we go. One of the two was going to happen, and we're still going to be moms. And raising or having adult children is such a different season than having little ones. Our little ones require so much of us, but our older ones need us in a different way. And we're not always handling it the right way either, because their energy can drain our energy emotionally. And we need to be more aware of our own self so that we can be present for them. And we don't get this overstimulated, overwhelmed feeling. So make sure you subscribe, because I love to be able to create a membership, a low-cost membership. So, help me get to 1,000 subscribers so I can host that membership on here, right on YouTube. And so, again, before we end, let's pause together. Take a slow breath In through your nose, out through your mouth. Drop those shoulders. Let your jaw soften and remind yourself you're not broken. You've been carrying a lot, and you're allowed to need support in this season. And that support can be found right here in Calm Mom Conversations. This is a season where you're transitioning. So again, grab that coffee chat below, grab that link, book a call with me. It's a coffee chat. All you need is your favorite beverage, and we're just going to chat like we're in a coffee house. Let's talk about what's overwhelming you. And also, another step that's been helping me with my, you know, my future, what I'm thinking about for my future is, and it's provides so much support. It's down there in the link as well. And it's creating this, a different revenue for me. So, and that doesn't require a lot of effort. And I'm setting up accounts for my kids to be able to in, enjoy their life and have a lot more other options. So that link is in the description as well. So until next time, take that deep breath.